Oh,
now we're started.
hi.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
Hello, team. How's it going?
Sorry, I'm just
Get
going
off
to
your
put my
fucking
phone.
phone,
I was
Phil.
trying to do an Instagram takeover.
Christ.
You're taking over the Instagram of Soho Theatre.
Yeah.
That's so exciting. And if you have a time machine, do go and see Phil last week.
This has been so fun. I'm going to sack my PR.
Read the reviews of Phil Ellis from last week. You can read them now.
You can find out how many empty seats there were
Yeah.
at the end of the pod.
That's the quickest we've ever introduced a guest.
That's right.
Phil Ellis.
Hi.
Yes.
Normally-
Which one's my camera?
What? That's your camera.
Where's my camera? Where's my camera?
I thought because, well, I don't want to give away your address, but the name of your flat, I thought it was a studio.
Sounds like a studio,
Yeah.
doesn't
So I
it?
was like going, oh, better up. Do a bit of makeup in the lift. Come in, it's Mike with a hole in his sock.
I do have all on my sock.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have fucking. I was saying that your wasp socks.
I've got wasp socks.
DM branded socks.
Yeah.
I've got my own merch for socks
Oh, really?
from my old podcast.
Is that the what was that? The
Good Citizen.
Good Citizen.
Yeah.
That was a real failed idea, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What was the premise of Good Citizen?
Basically, the people who signed up to the Patreon were citizens of the People's Republic of Patreon.
He was trying
Oh,
I
to,
was
that.
trying to create like a country.
Yeah,
I
a
was trying
cult.
to, yeah,
That's what
you're
and everyone was
I know,
like,
on me.
it was a real marketing scheme. And then everyone's just like, absolutely not.
Nice
Won't be
socks
opposed,
though.
is it? Yeah,
They're
nice
good
socks.
socks.
Yeah, these
Very
are my
comfortable.
merch.
They actually should be the Mike Rice.
Just a smelly rotten sock. I think because you know what we used to have when I was younger, growing up on the farm, we used to have just one big bag full of socks that used to be
I
in
had
our.
that in my house.
Did you?
A bag full of loose socks.
Just a bag full of loose, rotten socks that you'd wear out on the farm and stuff. So I've never gotten out of that mentality of just you pick any two socks
Ours-
and you go
Grab a
work.
sock.
Ours
You
weren't
go
full-
work. You worked in the factory for years. You're the factory man.
But
Blue collar.
It was very strict in the factory. You had to have
Yeah.
matching socks.
Yeah.
Or else you weren't allowed on the floor. Actually, no, I had work boots, which were steel toe caps that were so that the sole had fallen off. But I had this mentality of, yeah, I'm not going to be here for long. So I'm going to go and be a really successful writer. And 4 years later, I was still working at the airbags factory. And
The
and I would-
airbag factory.
Oh yeah, the airbag factory.
I don't.
Not any airbag factory.
Not any.
Was it one of the big four airbag companies?
It was the. I just started thinking about
KMG
what it was
airbags.
called.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I used to be in cutting.
Yeah.
Oh, let me tell you, lads, different worlds.
Still are in a way.
Yeah, I am.
Cutting journalism.
Cutting satire.
Yeah.
Which side are you on? Come on, Mike, you speak for us all.
I think it's England's fault.
Anyway, the factory.
That's my stance.
I might need an
I think
airbag for
England
this
have
car crash.
done it. Yeah.
I had these steel toe cap shoes, and the soles were just flapping off them all the time, so my feet would just slip out. So basically, they're actually more dangerous than not having any shoes, because then the steel toe cap would just be above my toes. So if anything landed, it would just chop my toes.
You mean saying
clean off.
steel toe cap sliders?
Yeah, basically. Like a steel toe cap flip flop. Just gaffer tape them together, and the managers go, "You need to get new boots." And I think they would pay you for boots. I just couldn't be bothered ordering them. I thought it was a sign of weakness.
I had a friend who had to gaffer tape her steel toe cap boots together, but she was a cast member in Stomp.
I don't know.
Is that a musical?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Have you not seen Stomp?
Have you seen Stomp?
No, I'm not. I'm aware of it. Do you
know,
think,
the brushes?
did she stomp
She
around the
stomped
house?
so hard.
Really?
She stomped so hard that her shoes fell off. Sounds like a children's book.
The one's for the young lady who stomped and stomped and stomped.
They just sound like loads of toddlers running around stomp, don't they? Fucking idiots.
But what's
Who goes
the-
and watches?
wonderful- What's the
wonderful-
premise of the show?
It's a magical show.
Is it a
It's
good
sort
show?
of like a
He likes
like
theatre.
making percussion out of like bins and such.
Oh.
You know, bins
sounds
and,
like mine.
brooms.
It's just
and-
like
yeah.
my neighbours.
Yeah.
It's fucking paid for an hour and a half to hear my
they're
neighbours
not.
at 6 a.m. Stomp, 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 clack, clack, clack.
They're rehearsing for Stomp. Your
Those are
neighbours.
fucking
They're
idiots.
aspiring.
Get a job.
They're aspiring.
Stop your way
thespians.
to the fucking job centre, you cunts.
They were early adopters of the NHS Thursday night bashing pots and
Yeah,
pans
yeah.
together type thing.
Yes.
That was
But Phil, you of course did famously, and this puts you aside from a lot of comedians, you worked in the factory for years. You
Yeah.
worked a real job
Yes.
with real people.
And that's why I'm such a grounded human
Yeah.
being, yeah.
Yeah. And what do you think? Do you think that
What was it
time-
like in the factories? Well, how old were you? 3, 4?
I was 3. I used to go. I used to scuttle between the looms.
One of those soot-covered Victorian toddlers.
Yeah. Grabbing bobbins and lost a lot of friends. Caught up in the
Thatcher
machinery.
ruin everything for you?
Well, I think I don't want to say that Thatcher ruined my life, but let's just say I've got a calcium deficiency. Thank you, Thatcher. I probably would have got more than a third in media.
Yeah.
If it weren't for that,
Should have encouraged my media studies.
Did she not view media studies degrees as kind of entrepreneurial spirit? Pulling
Yeah.
yourself up by your steel cap
Yeah,
bootstraps?
yeah. I'll tell you what, though, he gave me a lot of respect in the factory. Just out of the realising the day, there's only 2 people from my family that have ever been to university.
Like
For my
to
entire
visit?
family. Yeah, to visit, yeah. And that's my cousin who studied maths at Oxford.
yeah.
And me, who got a third in media from Stafford University.
Got the full spectrum of the uni experience.
I know,
That's
yeah.
so wonderful.
And they came from Kirby, Liverpool, the estate,
Yeah.
and went through to Oxford. I took a different path.
Yeah. Are
And
you
look at me now.
Are you
Ended up
close
with
with your cousin that did maths and not? Do you talk together? You're like
No.
the brain trust of the family.
No, they're not allowed to speak to me.
Well, our producer, who's often here in the room but isn't today, my cousin, he went to Oxford and now he works for us, which is funny.
Yeah,
No, I like that. Yeah.
It's been a horrible outcome. Imagine going to Oxford and you find yourself our fucking lackeys. Me with a hole in my sock being like, get me a Coke Zero, you cunt.
Get me a zip drive. I don't know. So is that a thing?
A zip drive.
A zip
I only
drive.
got a third in media, you fuckers. What do you want?
And what
I
was
couldn't even think of a piece of media equipment.
what was
Be a zip drive. Someone that drives a zip. I don't know.
what was media when you studied it? Parchment for the most part.
Yeah,
Or
it
what
was, yeah. Just cave painting. It was one of those. To spin it and watch the little cartoon. The bicycle.
Taking pictures with one of those
Yeah.
big things that go.
Just used to make Victorian porn.
Yeah. Oh,
Study the history of film. There's that one about the moon and then Steamboat Willie, and that's it.
Yeah, that's a lot of hidden meaning in Steamboat Willie. But the the media was really
tell us about media.
I tell you what, I wanted to be like a new Mike Lee. I thought I'd be like a
Oh, a filmmaker.
I wanted to be
Like
a
Ken
director.
Loach.
Well, I'm not a bit
Not Loach.
Right, I'm
Cockroach,
sorry.
as I call him.
I should like Ken
He's an
Loach.
insect.
Well, I
Cockroach?
should like
Did you get
it.
like that?
I just watched
I didn't like that.
Cockroach? Anyone?
Cockroach. Oh, sorry.
He's a bloody cockroach. The guy's an insect.
I'm not that angry about Ken Loach. I just,
The way that Shakespeare Barley got it all
Surely
wrong.
the way to do that was to call him Ken Roach.
Huh?
Surely the
Yeah,
way to
Ken
do that,
Roach would have
Ken
been
Roach
better,
would
yeah.
have been better.
Which you can't get it perfect. Off the cuff, it was pretty good.
yeah, we could edit it.
We'll edit it.
We'll go again
We'll
if
do
you
it
want.
again, we'll do it again. Again.
More like fucking Ken Roach. The guy's Ken Loach. More like Ken Roach. He's a fucking insect.
He's more
He's
like
an insect that needs to be squashed. The working class are scum. Stop trying to make him out to be heroes. No? All right, we'll fix it.
Yeah, we'll fix it.
We'll fix it in both.
I just I was watching Daniel Blake and I was just thinking I've lived in areas like this and this isn't how people act.
Yeah.
All this and people were going for me, Daniel Blake, if it was actually made by someone where I lived, it would just be a bloke pretending to use a mobility scooter and a crutch when he needs to get money. And like that bit when he has a mouse, I fucking hate that bit. Have you seen it?
No.
There's a bit where they go, you have to sign in to get your benefits on the computer, and he goes, I mean, it's Dave Johns. How old is he at this point? Like 60? And he
Yeah.
goes, how did you use a mouse? And he's waving it in the air like if I was like, oh, fuck
It's like a
off.
wand. He thinks it's a
How
wand.
long have you seen? Hackers was out in 92.
Yeah.
We've seen. I've not seen a TV show. Fucking
Yeah.
Coronation Street. They're using mice.
Yeah.
Bill Gates is in his
Mouses.
70s. It's
Yes.
ridiculous.
Jumping over chairs and all.
Yeah.
With the pointers. I like it.
So Loach is a propagandist.
I don't know.
He's a fucking fascist.
I also have this problem that, and Shane Meadows does it. I've got an idea.
Meadows,
when you
this
make
is England, is Meadows.
Yeah, but when you make a film, what I would do is get actors.
Yeah.
What's this fucking thing of going, I saw you in Spa. Do you want to be in the film? And then you go, okay, go, action. I've only got in... they're all shit. None of them can act. I'm fed up of watching. I want to see an actor. If I want to see some fucking moron...
Just stand in the street.
I'll just stand outside my house and have a look around and see poverty and idiots.
Do you know how I had that the day after the Fringe finished this year? And do you know that kind of like couple days after the Fringe, it like everything disappears like immediately. Everything
Yeah.
it's no longer on. There's nothing happening. And I was just picking up some stuff from Monkey Barrel on Blair Street. And then in Hunter Square, all the kind of like smackheads had come back, all like the junkies had like reassembled at Hunter because there was no like street performance going on, and they were just like there was like 8 of them arguing about stuff, and like one of them just had a pizza, and I was like, this is so much better than any
Like a
street
think tank.
performance
Yeah, yeah.
that has been here all month.
That's
just
it,
8
yeah.
junkies screaming at each other. Fuck your sword swallowing.
Did you ask him what time you're on? Spiegel yet? 2 a.m.
Did they have a little cap out in the middle just for people to throw in?
Maybe they are still doing all this, but you just can't see him behind all the jugglers. I like the idea of all this proper like fights, proper, like shooting up and that. And meanwhile, there's people in the jungle, the mighty jungle. When
Giving the kid the little fiver to give, and he goes to give it to the juggler, like, no, behind him.
Yeah.
Just to give to the fucking smackheads shouting at each other.
the getting photos. I first when we did the kids show like 10 years ago,
Yeah.
and I thought, and I didn't have
Can
any
you tell
PR.
us about that? Because I've heard tell of it from other people, and it sounds so cool.
It was a kids show called Funz and Games.
Yeah.
With Zeds, with Zeds.
With Zeds.
With Zeds.
Funz
So it was more
and Games.
urban.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And excuse me, the premise. It's basically the joke was, it's a divorcee who's just a fucking idiot doing a show to try and make money out of kids, but he doesn't know anything about kids or what you're meant to do. So it's just me doing games with the kids. They couldn't win any prize, so they thought they were going to win a PlayStation. And they get up and they go, "Put your arm there, okay." You get like a really tiny kid. You go, "Hands up," and right, sit down, loser. And they go, "What?" And I go, "What?" You got to give him a prize. You go, "Losers get nothing." That's it. And then we do life. Like we had a dog on keyboards. It was Will Duggan played dog, but he'd lost the head on a stag do, so he's just in a Dalmatian suit, and it's just a bloke in a Dalmatian suit with no head on playing keyboards. And then we had an elf.
He lost his head on a stag do.
He lost the So he's like, "Where's your head?" He goes, "Lost it on a stag do."
You legitimately. My favorite thing about it is that you registered in the kids section of the Fringe
put it in the
brochure.
kids so kids would come. So
Because you needed kids
Yeah,
for
yeah.
the show. So it was like
Would work.
a kids show happening, and then like all along the back wall was comedians like
it was
watching
basically
film.
most of the comedians and the Fuse families going, "Have we been tricked?" It's like, and then there'd be it was for we do life lessons. So they'd be like, "Okay, let's do a life lesson." So there'd be like a little jingle. And you go, "Ugh, life lesson number 1," and I go, "Don't get too attached to your nana." And I go, "Right, let's play another game." But the kids didn't know what was going on, and all the songs were dead catchy. So the song was dead good. It was like, "Funz and I want to go outside, but I can't because it started to rain. Lightning." And then, but that don't matter because we're going to play phones and games. And then all the kids will be dancing.
Yeah.
And I go, "I miss my wife so much in so many ways." And they go, "He's lonely, but that don't matter because we're going to play some phones and games."
But the kids are just like still
Yeah, they're
up
just
because
like- yeah.
they just like the noises.
And then we get like a clown. I had this idea just before, and I went, "I'm going to get a clown on." So halfway through, I go, "I've got a clown to bump." This is the lull bit in it. I said, "I've got a clown." They go, "Where'd you get him from?" I went, "I just advertised in the back of a magazine." Then the clown would come in. And they have a ghetto blaster and it started going and he started dancing. I go, "It's not very good, is he? It's a bit boring." And then he'd take his like jacket off and I go, "What's he going to do?" "He's going to do a magic trick or something." Then he just throws it in the audience. So I go, "It's a bit weird." And then he takes his like things off. Then he takes his nose off. I go, "He's going to juggle." And then he just goes, into the crowd, and then he gets some cream out of his pants, and I go, oh, he's going to do a cream pie. Then he just puts it on his hand and goes up to one of the mums and goes, so I go, he's not a clown. There's a stripper. I go, get him out. He's not a clown. Get him out. Get him out. So he kicked the clown out.
Clown is so funny.
And they go, what magazine did you find him in? I go, well, I wonder why I was in the back of that one. And then, but all the kids would be like, "Where's the clown?" That was always the favourite bit. They go, "Bring them out the clown," because they don't know it's a strip. But it was fun because all the kids loved it, and
It was
so that was the
existing on
show.
multiple levels. That's so great. But
It
then
was fun.
you won the panel prize
Yeah, we got the panel prize.
because you technically weren't listed as
We
a
weren't
comedy
listed in
show.
comedy, yeah, because this was
'Cause
before you had to
couldn't
be in
win
comedy.
anything. So
Everyone's like, "He's ready to
we
be
got to
in
give
comedy."
him something.
Well, that was basically it. They went, we can't not give him anything. But on the day the nominations came out, it's so weird because like the show was about 3:00 in the afternoon. So the nomination came out about 4:00 or something, and so I had Jim was in a sketch group as well. And Will,
So you were the guys that were doing the show with you.
yeah, so I'd be waving at the end. I'd be doing this song like "It's Goodbye from Funz and Games," and like we used to have Uncle Mick Ferry, but he's died during the show, so he's just at the back dead. I go, Uncle Mick has passed away. Uncle Mick, and all the kids wave to him. Go, yeah. He's not dead in the chair. They go, goodbye to Jim. And then so Jim the Alpha go off, and then I go goodbye to Bonzo, and he just walk off leaving the keyboard. I go, so I try and use the keyboard, and then what happened on the day of the nomination? So Jim had gone off, then Will, then I go off, and I was like, and I didn't expect anything because my agent didn't want to do it, so we parted ways before Edinburgh. So I didn't have an agent, and I didn't have.
Amazing.
Did
and
you
then-
sack your agent, or did they?
They just said,
Did they say,
well, I
"What's
just said-
nothing to do with this?"
I said, why aren't you taking this? I said, you've not got me a venue yet. He went, well, I just think it's a bad idea. And I went, well, I don't think I think you're a bad idea. so I took it up on my own. And but I didn't have any money or anything. So then there was only Darryl Martin. Darryl Martin literally went, because no one else would put it in the venue.
Yeah.
And he went, I think it's a terrible idea. I'll put it on. It's put you in the cask room, so it was like this room. You had to go down a proper crack alley, and it's got, but it's just inappropriate for kids.
Yeah,
to go.
that's funnier.
That
though.
was
That's
it. It was
even
brilliant.
better,
Yeah, you have to like go up. There'll always be people smoking like weed on the steps and that.
Unbelievable.
But so Jim goes off. So I went backstage and we didn't expect anything. But you know when you get in a buzz, and I could just feel. I went, oh, there's something like we must get nominated. For something. I just feel it. Because it was the show, and it had just and then I went back, and Jim was just like beaming, and he was already dressed. Like, and I went, you know, he went, Jim's been nominated for best newcomer for the sketch show, and I went, oh great, oh nice. What? And I looked at Will, and he went, and I thought, I really thought that was going to happen.
Nightmare,
And then this
Because
photographer,
you haven't been nominated.
yeah, so I just
Right.
went, I really thought we were. Then this photographer just popped round and went, hey, yeah, it's John from London is Funny. We're getting photos of people as soon as they've come off stage. And they got the photo, and it's the grimace. I'll show it you later. So you've got Jim going, and you've got me and Will. I'm sweating. I look horrible. And we're looking, and he's dressed as the dog still, and I'm going, I'm not even looking at the camera, looking at the floor, going, I've seen the most terrible. Oh God! And Will's just looking really angry, and Jim's going. But then they kind of said the panel prize after that. So.
Why is the panel prize?
Well, I mean, to
Is
put
that
it
a
in
slap in
perspective,
the face, or is it a good thing?
well, it's meant to be the spirit of the Fringe, but I'll put it into perspective here. The year afterwards, it was won by a shed that talked about Baghdad.
A shed, Phil.
It was about the report on the Iraq war. And then
Was that you again, by the way?
that was me. Put it in the kids section.
It's like the Golden Glove of the Fringe. Do you know what I mean?
What's the
Like it's
Golden
a-
Glove?
Like the best goalkeeper of the World Cup, and everyone goes, yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
Shit.
oh,
Oliver Kahn again.
bit
You're,
novel.
you're,
That was
you're the
novel,
Oliver
wasn't it?
Kahn of the Fringe.
Novel.
Yes, you were the Oliver Kahn. They were saying that at before that.
Don't know who that is, but I'll take it.
He's a big German, fucking evil-looking goalkeeper.
Yeah, very
It was very hard to
evil-looking.
beat. But Robbie Keane got one past him in 2002. Go on, Keano.
He did.
Ken Roach, more like.
He's a fucking insect that needs to be squashed. Working class people are scum. Stop giving him a platform, Roach.
Another catchphrase for the birch.
What was I going to say to you, Phil? Because I was talking last week about And so was Vittorio about like just how we're shocking with weed, like how it's fucking terrible.
I
And
had
then-
so Alfie Brown gave me half of an edible, and I went to the fucking moon, and I was getting an Uber back, and I felt like I was in the TARDIS, and I thought I was gonna die. He pulled into a petrol station for what felt like 45 minutes, and I got really paranoid that he'd just driven home and forgotten I was in the back.
It was if he hadn't forgotten you in the back. He just wanted to drive you to his house.
Yeah, that'll do him. Be all right. Take a kip. I'll bring you home in the morning.
Yeah. You got the Uber forever option.
Yeah,
Click the wrong one.
Uber forever, man.
That's not even.
There's an option.
XXL.
You have an Uber on retainer. That's fucking
Yeah.
Imagine that's an extra tenner, and you're in the Uber for the rest of your life. But you told me a story in Cardiff about that was just because I told a story about a time I went over to. I didn't know these guys, but my friend like put me on a friend date with these stoners, like because he was like, oh, because at that time I'd smoke weed, but I hated it every time. I would just have an absolute nightmare. But he was like, I was in Dublin on this course in North Dublin, and I didn't really know anyone, so he's like, go over with the lads, you'll have a good time. So I went over, smoked weed, and then, and as soon as I took like 2 puffs, I was just like, fuck, and I was just like looking at all these strangers, and I was like thinking there's stuff on my face, and I was like, and do you know when you're in that situation, I was like, I haven't talked in like 25 minutes, I haven't even introduced myself. It was weird. And then I played, like, they were like, do you want to play FIFA? I was like, yeah, but I didn't know I was having a screen, so the guy was like beating me like 12-0 at half time, and I was just sitting there, and they were like, do you want to give the control to someone else? I was like, yeah. And I was like, and then I just sat behind them for like an hour, but I had to wait for like how long do I have to sit here before I can leave? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's such a way. I've never done like was this because I've really never been into drugs, of any kind, because I just used to. When I was at uni, I liked Oasis.
Yeah.
And so that was just cigarettes and alcohol. That's what you've got to
Gave you the
do.
blueprint.
Yeah, I've got it there.
It wasn't,
So that was all I did, really. And
Yeah.
then the only couple of times I've ever tried it, it's gone horribly wrong to that kind of thing. But it's almost, and it's not even peer pressure, like, but it's just like you go, no, I want them to think I'm really cool. You don't want to go like, sound like you the opposite. Like, I didn't want to sound like a real nerdy. Yeah, I just don't like it.
Yeah.
I just want myself to think I'm cool. Like every time I'm like, oh, I should be able to do this. I think that this would be a good thing for me to be able to do.
Yeah.
And it's just like, why am I putting effort into this?
Yeah. This could really open doors. Get me into those parties I want to do. But yeah, one of the few times I've tried was when someone invited me back to the flat, and I just constantly for the entire night thought I'd piss myself.
But was
and
it
shit myself.
some lady, and it was the next day?
No, actually,
It was
the thing
a
is, I'm
woman.
not trying to. No, it's what?
It was a woman.
It was a woman.
I remember. Don't lie to me on this pod.
No, it wasn't. It was 2 women
Whoa!
in
Now
a
we're
pub
cooking.
in Manchester.
Yeah.
When I was in my early 30s,
Yeah.
and I'd been set up on a blind date. No, it wasn't even a blind date.
That's a good resolution to a blind date. How was the blind date? There's 2 of them.
Yeah, blind drunk, more like.
Ken Roach. He's an insect. Stop him out.
I thought you were doing like Ken Roach.
Yeah. Oh.
Ken Roach, more like.
Yeah.
Doobie doo.
Good for Roach and
Where are you?
So I was on. It wasn't a blind date. What it was, I was in a pub. I think it was my birthday or something. And someone I'd known who used to do comedy years ago literally brought a friend over and said, "My friend fancies you. Do you want to go out with her?" And I thought, I can't say no.
Yeah. So she's right there.
Well, she's right there. And she's clearly not well if she wants to go out. There's something wrong with her.
So
I
you
don't wanna-
dressed as a shed and was like, I'd like to take him out for
So I went, yes, I'd love to. And so we went on a date. And then she was 45 minutes late. And I was just sat in this smoking area. Then it's chatting to these 2 girls who just were asking about my watch or something. And they went, oh, hey, we're going to go back to our place and smoke weed. And I was like, great. Oh, wow. I think this is how I've seen enough films to know this is how a little what shall we say?
Menage a trois.
I know, I couldn't think of what it was. I didn't see that. I was really trying to say that. And then he said tete-a-tete. We'll have a little voulez-vous coucher.
A little shag party. Just
Little Pink Panther.
Just anything in French.
Yeah.
Just a little duck à l'orange.
Le fromage.
a little boulangerie. A little bibliothèque.
A little patisserie Valerie.
So we all went back for a pret.
Le pain quotidien.
So they went, and I went, I can't really, I'm on a date. They said, well, she's late, isn't she? I went, yeah. And I said, but she's literally on her way. So I went on this date, which is fine, but we didn't have anything in common. So it was but they'd taken my number. They messaged me the next day and said, hey, we're smoking weed. But I was like, I should have said at some point.
Still smoking weed the next day.
But I thought I should have said at some point, I don't smoke weed.
Yeah.
So then I go there, and because I smoke, I thought I can get away with it, can't I? So I just go, I'm like, yeah, cool, pass another do. And I think I had like one puff.
So you're in your apartment at this stage. You come over, right?
And it's like, and it's a really hot summer's day. I remember, and they had like a balcony, and I just had like one bit. I went, oh yeah, love, and then that was it. Then I just couldn't focus on anything, and I just kept going. And then at one point they went, sorry, we're not making fun of you, Phil. I went, huh? and then I thought, yeah, I've got something to say about the housing crisis. And then I go to mention it, and then they were talking about like Scream 4. I go, what? Something like that. That's one of the worst
like
in the franchise, and now they're talking about bikes.
Yeah, everything is both in fast forward and slow motion.
Yeah. It's horrible. It's like trying to grab something I could do. And then. So I thought, oh no, I think I've weed myself. So I was like, oh God, well, just go to the toilet. I was like, I'm just going to the toilet, guys. And so, but the toilet's here. So I go in and I'm like, no, it's really hot for some reason. So I went back out and went, yeah, guys, oh yeah, absolutely love Doobie Doob. I was like, oh no, I've definitely pissed myself now. So I thought, I can't go
again
back. So I went, oh, I've got to blow my nose. So I went in the toilet. So I couldn't shut the door. I had to just go to check somewhere. So I went in the toilet and just started going. And then I sat down. I was like, yeah. No, the thing about the housing crap. I went, no, I've pissed myself now. So I thought I have to pretend to be on the phone and go like out of the corner of the room. So I was like, yeah.
Wait, this is 3 times.
Yeah. So this is like, and I don't know the time scale. It could literally be seconds after each other. Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey guys, I'm like, oh God, I just gotta go. Hey,
just violently flapping at your crotch. Clearly.
Just towels on it, like if a dog wheezes on the carpet.
rubbing your own face into it.
You've got a fan just pointed directly at your crotch.
And so I went. So then I went in the corner. I was on the phone. I go, yeah. Hi, Mum. Yeah, it's really good. It's like, yeah. All right, say. And then eventually it sort of calmed down. I went, no, you haven't wet yourself. I think this is paranoia.
Yeah.
So then we went on the balcony. They went, yeah, let's go stand on the balcony. I was like, yeah, I fucking love balconies. Yeah, I love it. Oh, I'm so tired. And then I went, oh no, I've pooed myself. Have I pooed myself now? And I just went, oh my God. And the heat had just moved. It just kept moving. Different parts of me were getting hot.
around to your bum.
And it ended with me just sitting on the sofa. It's going, can I sit here until I can go for my bus? And then the third girl appeared who was Swedish. And I was going, oh no. Oh no, here it comes. Yeah, better get ready. And then she just made soup. And I just watched her make soup. And then went, got the 39. But they'd left the room at this point. They didn't know who I was. So I sat there because I've been static
the
for
girls
ages.
just went to bed.
Yeah, one went to bed.
They just gave up
I
on
think
you.
the other one just went to go and do some work or something.
And was there any point where they're
So I was just still on the sofa, and then the Swedish girl came and goes, she goes, hey, and just started making soup, and I was going, I'm Phil. I'm just waiting for a bus. He's going to come in.
That's so funny.
Thank you for your time. Like and subscribe, follow me on Instagram.
This moving patch of heat going around your body, and you just
horrible.
I'm lactating.
Oh, it's just a change.
You're getting hot flashes when you smoke weed. You become perimenopausal.
Still a beautiful woman. Oh, still a beautiful woman. I've still got a lot to offer.
I don't know. I always thought this was a very stupid idea, but I thought it would be a good idea for like a terrible scam artist to put on a hot yoga session for menopausal women, so you don't actually have to crank the heat up. You just put them all in a room together.
You could actually, you could power stuff off their heat. you could rent them out for like as little heaters.
Yeah, cost of living crisis. Just have a 55-year-old woman in the corner, right?
Whole family gathered around. Turn her up. You look a bit fat. Couple more crow's feet today, Mark. Come on.
Have you been?
You're still on the shelf. It's over.
Have you been struggling with your energy bills? Hi, yourself, Margaret.
But just so you have one in every room of the house.
Come in different colours to fit the scheme.
It would be cheaper to hire a menopausal woman to just be there.
Yeah.
It's a legitimate solution.
Or the other way you could do it is that you get them, or just get like a really angry, like gammon bloke.
Yeah,
And go, a few more immigrants in today, Doc.
just show them pictures of diverse families and ads. And
Look at this personal advert.
My brother's gay and we love him. I'm just.
Get some bacon on his forehead, quick. So many options.
Everyone.
I love this. This is like an idea. This was such a great idea for like a fucking like a knockoff Martin Lewis, you know, like money saving expert, but just the most bad shit ideas.
Energy crisis? What energy crisis?
Before you knew it, they were human trafficking.
Yeah.
It just got out of control. Supply and demand.
You want to save on your energy bill? Wind up a racist. Keep them in your house.
Is there like stealing eggs from women to try and make them menopausal?
Is that how you do it?
You steal their eggs.
Swag bag.
Oh, fucking hell.
Goodness me.
I always... I'm overheating now, actually.
After overheating as well.
That's why I had you around.
Yeah.
He said,
We'll say Phil for the December pod.
Yeah. You get Phil in the winter on a winter pod.
Well, it's a cold snap.
Yeah. Fucking Jamali will come in.
Jamali's what we refer to my
girlfriend.
girlfriend.
Just literally be like, what the fuck? Did she have Phil Ellis over? We did, yeah. Did she get Phil all wound up? We did, yeah.
But you two were gigging recently. You did. You were in Cardiff, and this was when Mike got accosted.
So Phil would go on stage because Phil is a very antagonistic host. So Phil goes up there and he gets the audience in just a violent lather, just poking them and. No way at all. Quite the opposite. I've noticed in MCs, I think I was saying tonight, there seems to be a thing with MCs at the minute where they just go out and start fighting with the audience, like instantly. And it's so weird. I was doing an art centre, like on a Wednesday, and like, I can't remember where it was now, but something like that, he just comes out, he goes, "Yeah, everyone," and they're just like, "Oh," he goes, "Oh, you fucking cunts." I went, "It's a Wednesday, mate. It's Wednesday."
Cool it.
Listen, you're going to have Margaret eating up there in the corner.
They're just going, "Oh, I didn't know we were all right. Just started."
Yeah, I think it's mad when MCs go on and go, "Oh, sat in the front row, you fucking idiots," and it's like they've got the best seats. You're going to speak to them in a second, and it's like, "You're in trouble. I'm going to be mean to you in a minute." It's like, don't be.
I've got some pretty obvious comebacks for you in a minute. Sorry. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What? Oh no, I did that wrong. Say again.
You're a doctor.
You know, there's some people that do comedy, right? And they should just stop, but no one's ever told them to stop. It's such a weird thing, I find. And they've been going for like 15 years, and they're still. Like, I'll do a gig and they'll be in the middle doing 10. I'm going, right, you've got to just stop.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get what you're doing.
It's hard because there's just this like mythology around like, oh, it took Acaster years to fit. He was terrible, and then all of a sudden it all clicked and he was amazing. But it's like, these are the people who've been going 15 years doing the same 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing has changed. They're like, it'll click for me, and I'm like, right, but you're not doing anything different.
No,
Like
exactly.
nothing is. You're not even giving yourself the chance to improve.
That's the funny thing is when they stop working after 2 years, and they just say, "I tell you, this 10 when it catches on, like when this 10
It'll
gets
fly.
hot, it's gonna fucking really get hot." And there's no point in writing a new 10 while like this 10 hasn't got me famous yet.
They're there going, remember skinny ties? They'll be back too.
Yeah.
But there is the famous like, because I've got bits I've been doing for years. I've only got like 2 probably very quick bits that I've been doing for years.
Yeah.
But because I always find that they're quite good to have in, excuse me, just to sort of pepper a set in a way.
Yeah.
And I get that. But when it's the same, like you said, the same time. But like, I watched one he was hosting, but he just has, and it's not that, he just hasn't got any, there's nothing funny about them at all. Like, they must have learned how to write a bit, and it's done all right. But there's no funny. But so they were MCing, and this is the other problem that some lower gigs will give them, will book them, and then they go, "We're by MC for the funky lol
goose.
hut, the funky goose in dog shit, Terrier."
They got
And,
cast in a Ken Roach movie by just being a spastic in a spar.
oh,
Sorry, cut
Sorry,
that.
I'm
cut
out.
that. Yeah.
I'm out.
No, that's gone. We're cutting that. We'll cut that. You've not signed off on that. And the record will show you've not. You protested at the time.
My argument would be don't cut what Mike said, cut Phil's objection to it.
Just cut from what I said to Phil just cackling. That was a good one, Mike. Just Phil.
Phil, if you could just give a thumbs up to the camera there, that would be great. So we can cut it.
Just look at the camera and say, now we're cooking. Now this is a podcast.
It's now the time I do my trans stuff. It's now a good time. I really think people want to hear my spin on the whole thing.
What the hell does Phil Ellis have to say? The fella dressed as a cat. What does he do?
Oh, God.
But in Cardiff, though, no. So Phil was out and got the audience all. So just he just
They
poking
give him
him
a
like
taste
a
for
bear.
blood. They give him a
Yeah.
taste.
You came out and you started abusing this poor old man.
Well, no.
A man in a wheelchair.
Yeah,
He didn't.
Well,
have
say a man.
He didn't. And when I say a man, he was a beast. This fella, Paul was his name.
He's a lovely chap. I saw the video.
Yeah.
He seemed sweet as a nut.
He looked like a womble, I thought.
He did look like
He
a
looked like
He
womble.
Uncle
came towards you
Bulgaria.
to hit you. He looked like Uncle Bulgaria.
He did. To be fair, he kind of, he slowed his roll right as he got to me and just wait, like he started just walking on the spot,
Waiting to be restrained.
so that someone would come get him.
It's like that Peter Kay music video.
Yeah,
This the way to Amarillo.
like even he was surprised how bad the security was. And he's like, why has nobody stopped me? Like I literally saw one of the staff as he came on. The staff just got out of his way. He was just right there, and he just got out of your man's way. Oh, you want to go hit Mike? Sorry, go on there.
We thought it was Phil on stage. On you go.
Yeah, and then everyone's just looking because Phil had been warned the night before about his kind of incendiary.
This is all no.
his kind of antagonistic.
Did you get a stern talking to from the union?
You did at Birmingham. Remember they said no, we don't
the
know
union-
What are these stories you keep pulling? I don't remember talking to you this long.
I was wearing a wire. No, but someone said, Phil, wasn't it that like you didn't do
Right.
Yeah.
At this one, we can't do this because then the Glee will think that we're slagging off all the gigs.
Oh, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
I can't tell that story because it's
No,
not a
no,
member
you
We'll
of
do it on
staff.
the Patreon. We'll do it on the Patreon.
Yeah, Patreon.
Behind the paywall, baby.
They don't know anything about that. No, but anyway, so the thing was,
You were doing nasty stuff.
I wasn't doing that stuff. I tossed some people's hair. It's all very loving, and
But then-
It was a
Actually,
father and son, and they
Yes.
were in the show, and they
Yeah.
were fine.
Yeah.
But the problem is, they were getting more and more drunk,
that's right.
proper drunk, and as the show had gone on, Paul, the older bloke,
Yeah.
and they were proper like Valley boys, like
Yeah.
and not to nothing wrong with the Valleys, but they were from a town in the Valleys, and they were out there together, and they were getting, and he was trying to be more in the show, Paul, and he was like, "It's the Paul show," so I had to go like, "It's not, Paul, like it's enough now, that's it." Anyway, then Mike's like, fucking need to get Paul back on board. So he's going, Paul.
Well, actually, so all I said about Paul before that, because it was the son that really I got wound up. All I said, and I think I said on one of our pods, but we had been looking at Jacob Hawley, who is someone who can inject a bit of culture and nuance to a green room. Started passing around a picture of a monkey with tits, and we thought this was the high art. And we were saying this happens when there's no woman in the green room. We're just all like passing around this monkey with tits. We're all doing,
can you imagine if that show, The Green Room, that was on Prime, was just that? Who's saying that? Who's that? Who do you hate?
The Catherine Ryan's backstage thing.
That's it. Yeah.
a monkey with tits.
Yeah. That open mic was shit, weren't they? Seen that? Have you seen it? What have I missed?
Yeah. So I went out and I was like, if you wonder what we were doing backstage, we were just passed around a picture of a monkey with tits. I said, speaking of a monkey with tits, how are you doing, Paul? And anyway, I thought that was a bit fun, but I said nothing after that. But then Paul went off.
Speaking of a monkey with tits.
so then Paul was quite. Did have
It's
a pair
funny how
of tits.
often Mike gets to say that sentence. Speaking of a monkey with tits, stop speaking about it every day.
It feels
We
like
get it. We've all seen the picture.
We feel like you just brought up a monkey with tits just to say, speaking like of a monkey with tits.
Yeah.
So, but then the son was, so then Paul left and it was just the son there, and the son now was alone. And it seemed like the son was kind of the inmate that was running the asylum for a while, like that he was keeping Paul under wraps. So then I asked the son, did he ever have a threesome? And he's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, with your mother. And she was sucking my cock. You know, he just went like so graphic and like,
It really took a turn.
Your sister was sucking on my balls. I was like, I don't have a sister. He's like,
Here I go again.
yeah.
Turn the heat off.
Yeah, and Phil was there, but like just poking him with a stick from the side of the
To
stage.
the back going, a little bit unnecessary.
Yeah.
I might get up and hit him.
They just stop Phil from.
Like, oh no, it's like Paul's got it. The manager at the Glee going, Phil, you don't mind going on and just fucking chinning Mike.
Yeah. So anyway, I got my comeuppance, and
That's instead of giving you a red light when your time's up, we send an old man towards you. That means I've got 3 minutes.
yeah, you'll know you've 2 minutes left when Paul hits you a punch in the gob, Mike.
But do you think, like, I always think with people like that who get like so fucking incensed in the audience, do you think in his first interjections of like, yeah, with your mum and your sister, was he hoping for laughs from the crowd with that?
I could see in his eyes he just fucking.
Because I get often what it is like they've said something, they were aiming for a laugh, and then they're like ashamed and embarrassed, but they're like a fucking bloke, so they get like angry about that, and then they come at you or whatever.
Well, yeah. Well, weirdly, I'm supporting Jim Owen on tour.
Yeah,
and
great.
I did a gig in Scarborough. It's been brilliant of Jim Owen, and they were dead nice. They were brilliant, and then there was a guy who'd come in. It was his birthday, so we're just doing this silly thing of like higher or lower than 42 or whatever his age goes. What do we think? 50? I think higher or lower, and then we got it. It was like, hey. And then about 5 minutes later in the show, I went, so I'm 42, and there's a slight pause, and someone in the balcony went, higher! Right, which was a beautiful heckle.
Yeah.
It was perfect. The time, it got a massive laugh, and I was like, fair play, that was beautiful. Yeah. And then a bit later, the guy tried to do the same kind of thing, but it just
the guy
fell.
that got the first heckle.
Oh no, he nailed it,
And then
a
retired.
different.
He retired.
and then he
He
went and he
retired
did
with a
the
win.
right thing.
Because
Yeah.
sometimes when they get one good one, they think they're fucking Superman, and they go in again. But I like when they just know I
Take
did
the
one
money and run.
That's it. And then this other guy tried to go, he did well in the balcony, so I'll do one. And then he shouted something. I went, I can't remember what it was now, but it was shit. So I just went, it's a show. So you see, that was not good, was it? I said, it's fine, is it? I said, it's a shame in many ways because we had such a good one. I mean, but and he went, you fucking shit. So, and everyone went, oh no. And the whole audience went, boo. And he went, fuck yeah. He just started doubling down.
He just spiraled. He just
That was it,
spiraled.
yeah. And it was exactly what he said. He was like, no, I thought it was fair. No, instead of just going, oh, fair enough, he's like, oh, fuck you. Which I thought was quite funny.
Like middle-aged men just become like embarrassed little boys at that point. Where they're just like, well, fuck you then, actually.
I think I do. You know, as I got older, I try and look at my faults a bit more. Okay, that's exhausting.
Yeah.
But like, there is things like that. Sometimes I realise I do exactly that because that's why I acknowledge it. Because sometimes someone will make me feel a bit stupid, and I go, "Fucking idiot, stupid game anyway." So I didn't get it. So I was laughing at that. But yeah, then I think people thought. But the good thing is as well, which when you've had enough time, everyone knows you're not shit. But sometimes if it's right at the top of the show, it's just.
Oh, it's awful. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a lady do that to me recently where she came back, and what I had done was shit. But luckily the show had been going well. But she had really made a big exit and a big re-entrance, like just walking, like just not trying to be quiet at all. And she had clearly been hating me, this young American lady. And then I was making some joke about hating new mothers, and then she came in. And I was like,
just like friendly stuff about hating
yeah.
mothers.
No, but it's in context. It's actually quite positive.
Surprised I haven't been hit more.
It's actually quite an uplifting bit in context. But
You're like Floyd Mayweather. Should have been hit far more times than you have.
that's right. And it would have done me good. But so she would have humbled me a bit. But so she. But anyway, so then I go, hey. So I was doing in the middle of the bit, and just to reference her, come back in. I was like, oh, here's a new mother. It's just dog shit. But anyway, people laughed anyway because what do they know? And then she.
I hate it when you say sorry. You know when you say something dead quick and everyone goes laughs, and then you go, that didn't even make any fucking sense.
Didn't make any sense.
So we got to take it. Yeah, that's pretty quick.
Yeah, I know. Here's a new.
Oh, here we go. Talking shoes again. What?
There's a thing like that in a great. It's like a kid's book that I read years ago by Louis Sachar, who wrote Holes. You know Holes?
Yeah.
And it's called Dogs Can't Tell Jokes. And the kind of story is this kid entering his school talent show, and he wants to do like a stand-up set, and he has to get a thing to tie the whole thing together. And he has this joke that he's written, and he knows it's funny, but he doesn't know why.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I won't do it. And then the set's going really, really well. So he just chucks in this joke that gets a laugh, and he doesn't know why. And in the book, it's like, and I just fucking raced to the next joke before anybody realized it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
And the joke was like, how do you tell the difference between two worms? By kissing them. And then he just moves to the next thing. Like, it's funny, but it doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
You're just foot to the floor to the next joke. Just
That's my only joke.
driving away like a madman from that joke.
Go.
But sorry, this lady.
No, but anyway,
go
so
on.
I just says that is just here's a new mother. You know, it's just dog shit. And everyone's like, and I get, like that. I'm like, that was fucking different. And then she goes, what? And then I goes, and then now I have to explain the shite joke I made. So then I goes, well, I just called you new mother because I was doing a joke about new mother. I literally explained just to reference you coming back in the room, and it wasn't even anyway, whatever. And then she goes, well, it wasn't funny. And then everyone goes, oh. So now it's like, so now I have to,
Kill her.
now I have to spit on her.
On my hand.
Yeah. So now I have to literally go down and just.
I didn't have a choice.
Just blood on my knuckles. And everyone's just like, oh, fuck, no. It's just blood splattering in my face.
It's a Wednesday, Mike. It's a Wednesday in an arse.
But, like, the truth is, for me in that minute, like, because I dealt with it because it was easy to do, as in then all I just did was imitate her a bit, and everyone was like, whoa. So, whatever. But like when she said it, she like, wasn't funny. Like, part of me just wants to be like, that hurt my feelings tremendously. Because it did. Yeah. Like, that's actually just that's upset me.
I said that once to someone. I was doing a new material night, and it was awful.
Yeah.
I think I'm sure Adam Rowe had gone on and just like and ripped. Done 10 minutes. I think he was just getting stuff ready for something. So he just went on and ripped.
Yeah,
I think he was getting ready for the Apollo or something.
Yeah.
It might not be. I might have got this. Sorry. But someone had just ripped it, but not with new stuff.
Yeah.
And there's a reason he was doing all this. And then I had to come on with actual new stuff.
Yeah.
And I went, why have you put me on last? It's all new stuff. And then we put you on to close. I went, don't. It's at the Frog and Bugger. So I'm doing all this stuff, and I just had to do it because I was trying to get ready for a show, and it was fucking not going well at all. So then I was doing this bit about, and I was just going, I might just fucking. I think I used to do a joke, so it's like, when one door closes, another door opens. And I go, yeah, but the door I want to close is the kitchen door, and the one I want to open is the oven. Right? And then I go, I'll put a towel under the door, really make sure. It was just silence. I went, Tick. So I just kept ticking everything, that joke. When it's down. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, no, you're right. That's good, that. Tick. Tick. And then this guy went, you can't have, and it was at the back, he was trying to show off, he was with his girl on a date, and he went, you can't have many ticks on your paper, mate. And I went, what? He went, just saying you're shit. You can't have any ticks on your paper. But the problem is, everyone does think I'm shit because it's just been shit. Right, really. Not like, but I don't mind.
So it's mean, but he's hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So I just went, why would you say that when I've literally just made a joke about killing myself? I went, do you not think that's a bit insensitive? He went, I'm just saying you're shit. And I went, but why would you? I don't understand why you would. And I went, And then I got off the stage and I walked, and the way the Frog is, the bar's at the back. So I walked past him, went to the bar, went, can I have a bottle of Carlsberg, please? And they went, yeah. So I gave him the $5, and then I got the change, and everyone was going, because the gig's still going on, so everyone's going, all right. And I went, thanks. Then I walked over and I put my thumb on it and I went, I just drenched him out to and then I went back on the stage and I went, tick.
And now that happened because that to me is like a fantasy of how I would deal with something.
Well, he did
must
send
have felt
he sent a
amazing.
complaint in the email. I saw it, and he said technically it was assault, but I won't be pressing charges. I was like, it's not really assault, was it? I mean, it might have been. I don't know.
It's actually what it is theatre.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you. It's actually a performance. Strictly says on the door. Might be called upon. But Phil's just absolutely. He just lives in the moment.
Feels mental.
But that's the problem. So I've got better at
That's
not
crazy.
doing that. But it's always at the Frog as well. There was someone in the balcony did
Well, the
me at the
Frog's
top
tricky.
of the
People
show.
are quite like hard to. Like they're kind of like voices from the abyss in the Frog. Sometimes they
Yeah,
can be
you got
quite tucked
balcony,
away, especially now
little
it goes
corners.
further back at the bottom because the bar's behind the stage now.
Yeah. It can be. There's little nooks and crannies they can sort of hide in. Then the other battle was that someone in the balcony went, so shit. I mean, this happens a lot.
Anyway, the show was last week.
Yeah, now I think about it, there is maybe they've got a point.
You were telling us about these acts who've been going for a while. And everybody knows their shit, but just
Yeah, what do I?
they don't seem to get the message. Go on about that.
Yeah, Phil's ironic bit. He does about people being shit. He does know, doesn't he? He does. He must do. He always mentions it. He must know. But this person went, oh, shit. So then I climbed the balcony to get to them.
You climbed?
Yeah, because I thought that was quite fun.
yeah,
What
that's great.
did they say something? What
But I
did they
had
say?
to So
From the balcony?
I can't remember now.
quite a
They were
leap.
chatting a bit.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, guys, you're gonna. And it was right at the top of the
Which
show.
is ruder than heckling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, and he went, yeah, it's just because you're so fucking boring. And I went, oh, really boring. So then I jumped. I think I might have used a chair. I think I sort of springboarded up, which was quite impressive for me because I'm not the most physical. And I managed to drag myself up to the balcony. And I went, oh, look at you on a date. And they had like a bottle of wine. I went, oh, look at me on a date with a girl. I went, "Ooh." I went, I've got a bottle of rosé. So I just grabbed it. And then I went down the
You took the
stairs.
bottle of rosé?
I took the bottle of rosé. And then I went, yeah, I said, oh, heckly. And then I downed the bottle of rosé.
The full bottle?
Yeah, so
Sick.
So this is a problem of me doubling down.
Yeah.
And I went, anyone else want a heckle? But I had to MC the whole show then. And I went, oh, fuck. And it just went, buff. And I went, oh, no, I'm fucked.
Turns out a lot of people did want the head.
Yeah. And it was a gong show.
You had to
Just sat
drink
there.
everyone's drink.
I just absolutely fucked. And I've got this horn. And it's when 3 cards got, they get gonged off. And some of the acts are going, all 3 cards are up. I go, next. It was just horrible. And then, and it was so bad that this girl had come past. She was in a couple over it, and she'd put like a note in my pocket. And I was like, what? Huh? And on the tissue went, me and my husband think you're very funny. You looked really sad, and I thought you might want to see this. And I was like, crying with the note. There's a ring on my face.
That's great.
Just the word sad gets printed.
like Post Malone's tattoos. Always
Should have
sad.
never left the factory.
I know.
I had I think one of the most like hurtful heckles ever, because we were talking about this recently on the podcast of just like when someone goes, you're shit, and you're just like, well, I know it's going bad.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
do you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like, I want it to be better as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't want this to be happening either.
Yeah.
But I was on the first and only time I opened for Jason Manford, and it's one of those where kind of like most people like around the circuit like just get like if you do Manford's clubs and do decent, that you'll kind of get on to open for him. And he does what some people think is like a nice thing to go on, and sometimes I did it last tour, go on before the opener, do a bit of like hello blah blah blah, they're great, you're gonna love them, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But Manford does 25 minutes before he brings you on, which is too long, I think. That's too long.
Yeah.
And then I have to do 20.
That's too long a section anyway. Yeah. That was a stand-up gig. You go, we need to go to a break.
Yeah. So he does 25 and then brings me on in Huddersfield. I've never gigged in Huddersfield before. So it's Huddersfield in the north, and it's like Manford's audience who are very like TV. They're a bit older. They're a bit like, oh, this is nice, a little evening out and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm just there going, fucking, what about race politics? And they're like, no.
Not in Huddersfield.
Yeah. We don't have them.
Race or politics.
Yeah. And I was just like, but I tried to like, I'd like, right, don't be silly, don't be like abrasive or anything. Let's do the like nicest set that you think is going to work. And I did the and I hate that when you like try and pander.
Yeah.
And it still doesn't work.
They still.
Yeah, it's the worst, isn't it?
I'm looking at you like, I know you're trying to get us to like you.
Yeah.
And we don't. We hate you.
And I thought I'd taken a big step towards them. I was like trying to cut out like even just like swear words here and there and all that
That's
stuff.
the gig you were being dead racist at. I remember. I was really trying to pander to be dead racist. Sexist.
But I do this stuff, and then I take a little step. I was like, oh, I'll try this one. I think this one's good. And then I did it, and I was like, oh, I thought that might be a little bit much for Huddersfield. And then this guy just went, just wasn't funny, mate. And I was like, yeah. I was like, I just didn't have goodwill in the room. Where I was just
but that's the other thing, because then you can't have a go at them. Because you go,
and I can't fucking flip out and then be like, and after the break, Jason.
You're all make me sick. You're all thick. You hate. You don't even know what comedy is. Anyway, next up,
as seen on The Masked Singer.
Your beloved Jason Manford.
It would be funny to open for someone and just scorch the earth and then leave. Yeah, lad.
Well, you must have seen Liam Bolton.
Yeah,
I had
was
him
talking
open
about
for
a joke he used to do the other day where he said, so a homeless guy said to me, we've got 10p, mate. I went, yeah. He said, oh, great, you can get a chomp. That's a great joke he used to do.
I had him open for loads of the tour, and sometimes they just fucking hated him.
Really?
I loved it.
He's so good.
He's unbelievable, Liam Bolton. Yeah, so fucking good.
George Cottier, you would have loved George Cottier.
I've heard of, but haven't seen.
Can I tell you very briefly about my favourite? Sorry.
No, you go on.
I've told it a couple of times, but it's my favourite stories of George. George was like a different level. I used to think I was very Kaufman, Andy Kaufman years ago, but George would really commit to things and like
just in character and
But so my favourite story is, have you heard about him when he did a gig at Hot Water?
No. So give us background. Who's George?
So George Cottier was like a comic who did a lot of online stuff. He still got stuff online, but he was very surreal, but not even surreal really. Just like very anti. I suppose we could say it's anti-comedy.
Yeah.
He would just come on with a fake moustache on for some reason. But it looked real, so it was really weird. Like, there's no point. He could have grown it, but he would just have it on. He was quite a big guy.
Just quite a well done moustache.
Yeah, and he was a big guy, bald, shaved head, and he'd do like it's just I can't even remember. He's just really funny bits like, and then sometimes you go, when you walk into a group of pigeons and they all fly away. He says, well, they didn't. The other day, I just trod on all these pigeons. Treading on all these pigeons. We're still committed to walking that way. Anyway, so he's coming back and he's been away for years, and then he starts turning up at Hot Water to do new stuff all the time. And they're going, God, and he's doing it for like 3 months. And they're going, hey, do you know what, George, do you want to do like a closing 20? And he's like, yeah, it's great. So they book him in. This is what I think when it's at the hotel. Yeah. Before they got the club. But it's still a big night. It's getting really popular now, so it's full. And George comes on to close, and they all love George because he's a bit surreal, but he's a genius. So here he goes. So he's waiting to go on. I think Paul brings him out, and he just comes out, and he walks, and he's quite a big guy. And he just walks out, puts a camera on a tripod there, looking at the audience, and he goes, and he's got a clicker, and he goes, and they all go, oh, and they laugh, and he goes, click, and then he moves it there, and they go. And they're all going, oh, it's quite funny. He's a click. Oh, he's a bit quirky. He click, gives about 6 pictures of him, and then he turns it to him and himself, and he goes. And then he just goes, all right, and they're all laughing. This is weird. Then he just gets the camera and walks off. And he walks in the crowd. And everyone's going, well, he's going back on, isn't it? And then like Paul and that at the back going, George, you got to go. He went, on my way. He went, got to go back on. He goes, goes home. Just goes home. Yeah. So Paul has to go, so Paul has to go on and film. And he goes, is he not coming back? And they go, for fuck's sake. So he has to go on. George just goes home, puts in the memory card from the camera, uploads all the pictures to Facebook, goes, cracking gig tonight at Hot Water. It looks like he's ripped it.
That's so funny. That's like, Liam. I think it was maybe the first time Liam Bolton got booked for a weekend at Hot Water. He was booked to do like 15 or 20 minutes, and he just went on and hoovered the stage for 3 minutes and then left.
Brilliant.
Just unbelievable. Like, you can't fucking beat that shit.
Yeah.
We've done an hour.
Oh, we've done an hour.
Sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
No, you're grand. I was just going to throw in while we're on the topic. It's a very short one, but the worst, I guess, is not really a heckle because they didn't say anything. But I was doing a gig in Limerick once, and it was just a shit kind of an open micy gig, and we on the stage where you were standing on the stage, like right to my right was a darts board. So there was a darts board there. And I was just fucking bombing, and during the set, 2 people got on stage and just started playing darts. And I swear to God, I was doing so bad, the audience just started watching the darts.
That's so funny.
Oh, it was literally, and I didn't know what. And I tried to make fun of the guys playing the darts, and everyone was going like, well, we prefer them to you. So
It's just an umpire comes out shuffling in New York. Karaoke kicks off to your left.
Just pub games start breaking out around you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Dominoes.
Ping pong. Just turns into one of those arcade bars. So you're like,
It's like the old films where all the gambling tables flip over. It's the opposite. All the tables flip over and the games are Monopoly and all.
Just starts playing Snap. Unreal.
Walls start turning out people with candy floss stands.
So good. So
all right.
good.
Patreon, we're going to continue.
You've got a tour.
I've got a tour. God, fuck. I have a tour, MikeRiceComedy.com. I'm coming all over the UK and Ireland. Just go on there and see if your town is close, but I'll come to some of them.
Same for me, but my tickets
on
are
YouTube.
on my tickets are on my website instead of Mike's website.
Yeah.
And Phil, you'll be touring this show. I really like.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're going to come see it tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, you coming tonight?
We are coming tonight.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
It's Phil Ellis's excellent comedy. Shame it's not tomorrow night. It's dead.
Yeah.
Phil Ellis's excellent comedy show. And it's sold out.
Do you want to come do my new material night after your Soho thing on Wednesday?
Maybe. I'm not
Don't
sure.
put them on the spot on the podcast.
Where is
That's
it? Where is it?
Like London Bridge?
A bit far back. But it's a shame.
Yeah.
It's a shame that. It's a bit out of my way. But
I fucking hate that bridge.
yeah. I'm going home.
Hate that
I'm
bridge.
travelling. I'm commuting back to Manchester each night.
You know I can't
go near bridges. That's why I've never gigged in Glasgow.
Not since the altercation.
That's just too much of a. I was going to make a suicide joke. I just don't want to end on that, do you?
You could.
The irony.
We used to end every episode by saying, sign up to the Patreon or we'll kill ourselves.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you could say anything. You could get dark right now.
Don't sign up to the Patreon, guys. Let's make dreams come true. Wait a minute, why do I have to kill myself? I'm only a guest.
Get on board.
I'll be touring the show in the new year, February onwards.
Yeah.
All over the world. Leicester. All over.
Plymouth.
Not Plymouth.
Yeah, fuck, that is so far away.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody was like, why are you not coming to Plymouth? And I'm like, Exeter. I'm
Yeah.
doing my best, for fuck's sake.
What else? Where else were you that we could plug that's over now. You were in Galway a few weeks ago.
Yeah. So come and
Mike
see
and
me
Philly.
2 weeks ago.
Mike and Phil were on at Cardiff
We were at
Glee.
Cardiff there a month
We were
ago.
about a month ago.
Yeah.
You know how well
Jacob
that went.
Hawley there, monkey tits. Right,
But
Patreon.
Patreon.com/parenting, and we will continue the fun. Bye.
Right, bye.
Bye.